All right, Ms. Sapp, we are live streaming.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining us today for the District Library Book Objection Committee meeting. The purpose of today's meeting is to review an objection to the book titled Half a Yellow Sun by Chimamanda Adichie. I'm Dawn Sapp, Associate Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction. Mr. Forson has designated me as chair of the committee, and I'll be facilitating today's meeting. School-based and district staff, as well as parent and community volunteers, are invited to participate on each committee. Today's meeting will result in a recommendation that will be forwarded to Mr. Forson, St. Johns County School District Superintendent. This committee meeting is public record and therefore subject to Sunshine Law. It is being live streamed for public viewing. Committee members are not required to have their camera on during the meeting. We are committed to civility and decorum. Please assist us in maintaining a constructive meeting environment by remaining respectful of each participant during the meeting and afterwards. Additional discussion of the objecting party or committee members outside of the meeting is discouraged. Disparaging comments are contrary to district expectations regarding character and civility. Committee members received several resources in advance of this meeting. The resources included the objecting party's request for reconsideration, a copy of the book, Florida statutes, Florida Department of Education guidance for library media services, professional source reviews, St. Johns County School Board rules, the Library Bill of Rights, and a copy of the School Library Media Material Evaluation Checklist. Our process for today is as follows. First, the objecting party will have the opportunity to address the committee. They will provide any information they deem compelling or new regarding their request. Next, the committee will have a discussion utilizing the School Library Media Material Evaluation Checklist. Finally, the decision by majority vote will determine a recommendation for Superintendent Forson. There are two options: retain the book for a designated level or remove the book from all St. Johns County School District libraries. For our meeting today, both agreeable and opposing viewpoints are welcome. Are there any questions about our process? If not, let us begin. Jean Moore is the objecting party for Half a Yellow Sun. Ms. Moore, this is your time to address the committee. You have up to 5 minutes to share your objection.
Good afternoon, and thanks for the opportunity for me to share my thoughts. My objections to this book are that it contains sexual activities, including sexual assault, sexual nudity, profanity, derogatory terms, violence, and inflammatory racial commentary. If this were a movie, it would be rated at least an R, which is not for minors. An R-rated movie is not appropriate for school, so why would the same content in a book be okay for school? Florida law clearly states obscene content in school libraries is now illegal. Florida describes the following sexual conduct in 847012 as actual or simulated sexual intercourse, deviant sexual intercourse, sexual bestiality, masturbation, sadomasochistic abuse, actual or simulated lewd exhibition of the genitals, actual physical contact with a person's clothed or unclothed genitals, pubic area, buttocks, or a female breast with the intent to arouse or gratify the sexual desire of either party, or any act or conduct which constitutes sexual battery or simulates that sexual battery is being or will be committed. This committee has no other option than to recommend the removal of the book from our district based on the law. This title was removed from Clay County schools last year. Parents have almost no ability to monitor or protect their child from what lies in the media center. The Follett system does not provide enough information for parents to compile lists to opt out, or the opt-out list does not stop a child from pulling a book from the shelf without checking it out. It's an ineffective way for parents to try to protect their child from graphic sex, violence, rape, pedophilia, profanity, etc., etc. Parents alone determine if they want their child to have access to adult materials, not the child, and certainly not the school district. You will walk through a checklist, but those questions alone do not determine if a book is inappropriate. I sincerely hope this committee will also use common sense, a moral compass, and courage to stand up for childhood innocence and for parental rights. Ultimately, the job of this committee is to ensure that the school district is not violating the obscenity laws by distributing content that is described in the Florida statutes as required by House Bill 1069. Thank you for your time.
Ms. Sapp, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Ms. Moore. Committee members, we will refer to the school library media material evaluation form for our discussion. As a reminder, Florida statute states that any materials used in a classroom made available in a school or classroom library or included on a reading list may be objected to for 4 specific reasons. Reason number 1, the material is pornographic or prohibited under section 847.012 of Florida statute. The recommendation from the KIT committee must be to remove the material if the majority of the committee agrees that the material is pornographic or prohibited. For the remaining 3 reasons, the committee will determine if there is an appropriate grade level or if the material should be removed. The remaining 3 reasons include: the material depicts or describes sexual conduct as defined in 847.001 paren 19, or the material is not suited to student needs and their ability to comprehend the material, or the material is inappropriate for the grade level and age group for which the material is used. Keep in mind that our final task on the form is to make a recommendation to Superintendent Forson, and there are 2 options: retain the book for a designated level or remove the book from St. Johns County School District libraries. Again, statute is clear that we must recommend removal of the title if the majority of the committee determines a violation of question 4 on the checklist. The floor will be open to discussion, and each committee member will have the opportunity to share. Comments will be summarized to provide an overall committee response for each question. Please remember to raise your hand to provide a comment. For our meeting today, agreeable and opposing viewpoints are welcome, and we look forward to making a decision. So let's begin. We will go through the checklist together. I will read each question, ask if anyone has a comment, and once we get through any comments, then we will vote. Okay, so we will start with question number 1 on the checklist, which states, the objecting party's challenge of the material cites that. And for this question, we just go ahead and we place the exact information that Ms. Moore placed on her objection form. So in this case, it was indicated that the objection is for 3 different reasons. The material is pornographic or prohibited, the material depicts or describes sexual conduct, and the material is inappropriate for the grade level and age group for which it is used. And then there was also an attachment. So just so that the committee knows, that will all be provided to Mr. Forson. So we'll take care of number 1. Number 2 and 3, this is just an indication that so that we can demonstrate to Mr. Forson, did the members of the committee have the opportunity to review all the resources? So for question number 2, specific pages in the material cited by the objecting party were reviewed. If you did review the specific pages that were cited in the objection, please vote yes. If you did not, vote no.
Thank you. You may clear your vote.
Thank you. Question number 3. Professional and/or crowdsource reviews were considered. If you did look at the professional and/or crowdsource reviews, please vote yes. If you did not, please vote no.
Ms. Sapp, we have 8 yes votes. You may clear your vote.
Thank you. Okay, for question number 4, I'm going to read the question, and then I'm going to ask if there are any comments. Then I will call for a vote. So for question number 4, is the material pornographic or prohibited under Florida Statute 847.012? So if anyone would like to make a comment, please indicate by raising your hand. I don't see any hands, so we'll call for the vote. Is the material pornographic or prohibited under Florida Statute 847.012? Please vote.
Ms. Sapp, there are 8 no votes. You may clear your vote.
Question number 5, I will read the question. We'll see if there's any hands raised for comments, and then we will vote. Question number 5, does the material depict or describe sexual conduct defined in Florida Statute 847.001, paren 19? Are there any comments? Seeing no hands, we'll go ahead and vote. Does the material depict or describe sexual conduct defined in Florida Statute 847.001, paren 19?
Ms. Sapp, there are 8 no votes. You may now clear your vote.
Question number 6, is the material unsuited to student needs and their ability to comprehend the material presented? Are there any comments? Seeing no hands, we'll vote. Is the material unsuited to student needs and their ability to comprehend the material presented?
Ms. Sapp, there are 8 no votes. You may now clear your vote.
Before addressing question 7, Ms. Sikowski, can you tell us where is this material currently available?
Yes, hello. The material is currently housed in our high school library collections. That would be grades 9 through 12.
Thank you. So for question number 7, is the material inappropriate for the grade level and age group for which the material is used? In this case, it is currently used in grades, or not, it's currently accessible in grades 9 through 12. So for question number 7, are there any comments? Okay, we'll go ahead and call for a vote. Is the material inappropriate for the grade level and age group for which the material is used?
Ms. Sapp, we have 8 no votes. You may now clear your vote.
Thank you. So it's now time for us to make a recommendation to the superintendent. We'll start with a vote on where the material is currently available.
I'm
So
sorry, Ms.
if-
Sapp, we just have one person who
Oh,
needs to
yep.
clear their vote.
I see that. Okay.
Thank you.
So we will start with where the material is currently available. So we're going to start with a vote on our recommendation being the material is appropriate for grade 9 and up. If you would like this to be our recommendation, you'll vote yes. If you don't want this to be our recommendation, you'd like to do something different, you'll vote no.
Ms. Sapp, we have 8 yes votes.
Okay, thank you. So our recommendation to Mr. Forson will be that the material is appropriate for grades 9 and up. I just have some closing comments for the committee. Okay. Thank you to all of our committee members for your participation today. There are two final action steps to conclude our work. Number one, your acknowledgement as a participation on the committee is needed on the recommendation of Mr. Forson. The recommendation, which includes notes from today's discussion, will be emailed to you. You may acknowledge participation by responding with an email, or you may review and sign a document in person at our Media Services office at 10 Heldreth in St. Augustine. The second action we need for you to take care of is to return your book and any notes from your work that if you had any notes in preparation for the meeting, we need you to return those to the location where you picked up your book. We would like to ask that everyone takes care of both of these two steps by the end of this week. We appreciate that. Are there any questions before we close the meeting? All right, this concludes the meeting. Thank you.